All right, we are back. This is Tasha
and April,
and we are with the Handmade Network. Today, we are answering the question, should I open my Etsy shop in 2022? I love this topic. April, I'm going to have you kick it off. What do you think? It's 2022. Etsy has been around for a long time. So many people have opened online shops. Should somebody open an Etsy shop this late in the game?
Absolutely. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it really what the I should have probably noted what her name was and refer to it. I'll try to go back and look for it and put her podcast in the notes.
Okay.
When we make this video. But anyway, one thing that she said, and this really hit home, last time we were talking, you were talking a little bit about your sales and how you grew and stuff like that. And this lady was, kind of talking about the same thing. And the point that she made that really kind of hit home is, I think she had said, my goal for 2022 is to get X number of sales. And because I know that if I make, X number of sales, then I will potentially make X amount of money. And that's how much money I need. Mm-hmm. Well, the sales goal really is, if I make, I'm just going to throw a number out there because I don't want to break out the calculator when I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Okay. But so say I need to make, say I want to make $3,000 a month, and, each sale is, $10. Then basically I need to make 300 sales a month, mm-hmm. to the $3,000. And I don't know how many billions of people are on this earth, but I'm probably never going to sell to every single person on this earth, no matter what I do or what I try. Mm-hmm. Even the number of people in my town, if I sold to every single person that lived in my town or the town I grew up in or the state I live in, mm-hmm. I may never sell to that many people selling 300 things a month. Mm-hmm. I might need a vacation. So some months I might not sell 300 things. I might sell 100 things. And so there are lots of buyers out there for as many sellers as you can think of. Mm-hmm. And, the things I make are different than somebody else. So just because you're entering a market, even a saturated market, if it's going to feel saturated. It doesn't mean that it is saturated.
That's excellent.
The best thing you can do is just make yourself stand apart. Don't cover yourself up with competition, looking at a lot of competition. Be your own maker in things, be original, and let your own, personality and style shine through in what you do.
Mm-hmm. And really, that's the biggest thing. It's even in a saturated market, people always ask, how can I stand out? How can I stand out? Well, the best way you can stand out is just amplifying who you are. Because naturally, individually, we're all different people. And you can have 10 jewelry designers who all make jewelry, but all 10 of those people aren't going to speak to you. They're not going to speak to your aesthetic or your lifestyle or whatever. So it's finding that person that you identify with. But if you don't open your jewelry shop because there's already 10,000 jewelry shops on there, people can't discover you. They can't see your stuff. It's just like you said, one person can't service the entire world. And no matter how big the number is, even if you say 2 million or 3 million people in one area, in comparison to the rest of the world, that's nothing. It's like it's really nothing. So it's like if you have an idea and you want to put that stuff out and you've been thinking about opening an Etsy shop, go for it. Especially if you don't know anything about e-commerce, if you don't know anything about writing descriptions or taking great photos or any of that stuff. Like, it's a great learning ground. And with it being a marketplace, that Etsy search bar is gold, because then you can learn SEO really well there, because then it just turns into a giant search engine. So it's like plenty of people will say, oh, well, I sell t-shirts. There's plenty of t-shirt sellers on there. Or I sell vintage stuff, or blah. Just like, it doesn't matter. As many t-shirt shops as there are, how many t-shirts do you own? You know what I mean?
A lot.
Exactly. Same thing with jewelry, same thing with artwork. It's like, how much of this stuff do we consume? And then how long do you hold on to a t-shirt? Pretty soon you're gonna need another one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like, still put that stuff out there, because there's so much stuff to learn and there's so many opportunities that are still out there. That's what
absolutely.
I yes, indeed.
And I think also you mentioned the word marketplace, and that's another really good reason to open a shop on Etsy, is because Etsy has a lot of built-in buyers, and you don't have to find those people. They are already on Etsy. And I have my own website, and I list things there regularly, and I make sales things there regularly. But it's not my goal to move away from Etsy. Like, because why would I want to do that? I don't have to do anything to find buyers on Etsy. Like, at least I don't have to do anything more than I'm going to do on my own website to find buyers on Etsy. Take decent photos and write decent descriptions, and list your stuff. For me, it would be like giving away, like, why would I want to give away that money? Like, I would just lose it. The other thing is, and this is just what I find is, I have some buyers who buy from me regularly, over and over and over again. And in every single one of their packages, I put a business card, and it has my own website in it. And those buyers aren't transitioning. They're not moving away from Etsy to find me on my website. Now, they might. I mean, I can look at analytics and that sort of thing. But when they hit the buy button, it's on Etsy. It's not through my own website. And I'm okay with that. I have my pricing set up to where the extra 3% or whatever that I'm paying Etsy, it's covered. Like, I'm not worried about making up for 3%. Like, that's silly, So anyway.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that point up too, because there's some people who feel like you start off with an Etsy shop, then you graduate to open your own website. And then some folks are like, just bypass Etsy altogether and start your shop. And it's like, they don't have to be an either or type of situation. They both can help feed each other. But especially with Etsy, I really like this marketplace. And I know a lot of people are like, you shouldn't just have everything on Etsy because you don't have control over this. There's certain type of there's like certain rules and guidelines around how you can communicate with your buyers and all that stuff, so you don't have as much ownership of your audience. But to me, I see it as, okay, if you have your own standalone store, it's like having your own a standalone brick and mortar store. And then you have a shop on Etsy, it's like having a store in the mall. The mall is regularly going to have traffic. People are going to be coming in and out. So you can get those buyers, but you still have your own storefront that you have all your control over, all of your stuff. But having both of them have their pros and cons, why not have them both? Like, if you can manage it, if you can manage it and you have the capacity, do both.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, and I Etsy puts out lots of resources that generally, I mean, my standalone site is on Shopify, and they do publish newsletters and things like that are geared towards sellers, but the information that they put out is not nearly as valuable to me as a micro shopkeeper and a handmade seller. Like, the information that Etsy gives out is directly targeted to me as a tiny business, and Etsy is telling me what they are going to promote. Like, they are handing me the information. Mm-hmm. And most standalone marketplaces, even if they put out reports that are forecasting, it is not what Google is going to promote that month. Mm-hmm. They can predict things, but Etsy is telling you what Etsy is going to promote. Mm-hmm. And that is, I can't get that kind of information anywhere else. I absolutely cannot. And it is, I think a lot of new sellers don't know about all of this information Etsy puts out. Mm-hmm. As many times as you have to tell people, like, look up in the handbook to find out what the fees are, and look mm-hmm. at the handbook to find out how to do this. They're not paying attention. Like, they don't know to go to the handbook for all of these other resources, as well as the information, just, what are the fees and yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. So there's things like that. Even if I wasn't selling on Etsy anymore, and I was only selling on another marketplace, I would still want to read some of their publications that they put out, because the information is just priceless.
It really is. And it does translate through, Google or any other places that you're going to. That stuff easily translates. So absolutely. So if you're listening to this podcast episode, open your shop. Go for it. Open your shop. And another thing too, like, get to know some of the other sellers that are on there. Make friends. Because they're like, between April and I, we've spent, oh gosh, I don't know how many hours just devouring things on Etsy to learn it. We've been doing this the hard way. But even today, April and I have conversations on the phone, and there'll be an Etsy feature that I didn't even know about that she tells me about, and vice versa. So it's like, sometimes if you don't have the time, one of your friends might. And if you just reach out and talk to them, they'll know. So relationships absolutely are gold. But yeah,
absolutely.
That's it.
Well, and and saying that too is, like, if you are a new shop owner and you're overwhelmed because there's all these things, there's all this information, there's all these things to do, like, that is natural. Like, when you first open a shop somewhere, it is overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff to do, and there's a lot of information to take in. Mm-hmm. This isn't there. I don't think there's an ending point to this learning, because the marketplace is always changing. Like, there's always going to be changes that Etsy's making. It's always going to be new features and little things. So if you, like, the overwhelming part of it, you should, kind of get over, but just realize that, like, making time to continue your Etsy learning should be part of your weekly or monthly activities, because there is always new things, and even every experienced seller should be telling you that you're not going to get to the end of that learning list. Like there's still going to be things that you're going to have to do and keep up with as time goes on. So
Absolutely. So this was a quick and easy topic to talk about. Yes. We can keep on chatting, but that's pretty much the bottom line. So 2 things. We want to know if you open your Etsy shop. So if you have, please comment. Let us know what your Etsy shop name is so that we can go and find you. And put some hearts and stuff on your listings and everything. But we want to hear from you. Also, if you are an existing Etsy seller, whether you've been on for a couple of months or a couple of years, we'd love to hear from you. Do you agree with some of the stuff that we shared today? Do you have a different opinion? Talk to us. We'll talk back. This is a new thing for us, and we're really excited to do this with y'all. So have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I did it again. Oh, stop. Here it goes. Oh, wait, no. One more thing. I said 2 things and then I only said 1. The other thing, please like this video, subscribe to our channel so we can have more than 2 followers. Right now, 2 subscribers, me and April. So we need some more. Please subscribe to this. Okay, that's it. Okay, bye.